Hey everybody, it's Informed the Confused. I'm Alan.
And I'm Bobby.
And we're back with more RWBY, this time Volume 3, Chapter 8, Destiny. So we had a little interlude with the villain backstory.
Yep.
Now we're going to catch back up, see what happened after the tragedy at the tournament.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It seems like they're intentionally removing characters through storyline. So, like, now Ruby's sister's not going to be around. But you got one less villain to worry about, but there's a bigger bad guy on the horizon.
They're definitely going through some manner of attrition.
Yeah, I think
things are happening to people and they're being moved around, they're off the board.
Yeah, I think Blake is going to be the next one off the board.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's what they're trying to do is get,
I think that's where
Keep
it's
pulling pieces till you get down to the final showdown of...
Yeah, I think that's what the writers are doing. I think that's part of storyline. I don't necessarily think a villain is doing it.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, villain motive. Are we still on the Ironwood theory?
Yes.
Or you haven't deviated from your...
Nope. Ironwood theory.
Still on the Ironwood theory. Okay. Let's go.
Still something to do with Penny.
Yeah, I still think Penny is going to be an implement of getting to Ironwood.
Right.
Be that killing him or backing him into a corner like Cinder is clearly good at doing. I do like the metaphor that the way she feels that that maiden power, or half of it at least, is very consuming. It's
She says
hunger.
it feels hungry.
well, yeah, but
It's like a hunger, and I like it.
it's similar to fire.
She's a very intense person emotionally.
Yeah.
God, that's such a fucked up love triangle. So weird. It's like
Quartet.
Yeah, that is the fan theory. Ty has been with all of them.
that's why he's angry. He's it's only I was the last one. He picked me last.
I'm sorry, but you left us with no choice.
But he attacked me!
Video footage and millions of viewers say otherwise.
But Yang would never do that. Yeah.
You all seem like good students. And the staff here at Beacon are fully aware that you would never lash out the way you did, under normal circumstances. What I believe, and hope this to be, is nothing more than the result of stress and adrenaline. When you're out on the battlefield, your judgment can become clouded in an instant. Sometimes you see things that simply aren't there, even after the fight is past.
But I wasn't...
That's enough! The sad truth is, whether it was an accident or an assault, it doesn't matter. The world saw you attack an innocent student. They've already drawn their own conclusions, and it's my job to inform you that you're disqualified.
Bitch, that's the best you got.
Yeah, she's lucky if that's all that happens to her.
You guys believe me, right? Duh! You're hot-headed, but not ruthless.
Preach, sister.
Blake? I want to believe you. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Blake? How can you say something like that? Yang would never lie to us.
She has seen that side of humans before.
I had someone very dear to me change. It wasn't in an instant, it was gradual. Little choices that began to pile up. He told me not to worry. At first they were accidents, then it was self-defense. Before long, even I began to think he was right. This is all just very familiar. But you're not him. and you've never done anything like this before. So, I want to trust you. I will trust you. But first, I need you to look me in the eyes and tell me that he attacked you. I need you to promise me that you regret having to do what you did.
I saw him attack me, so I attacked back.
Okay. Thank you.
I think I'm gonna rest up.
We'll get out of your hair.
And there's a lot of it.
This is a mess.
Is she doing okay?
She's doing the best she can.
I heard Mercury and his team rush back to Haven to be with his family. So, until they land, no one can really question him about what happened.
If there's anything we can do, please don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you for your enthusiasm. Please
All
calm
right,
down.
If that's the case,
Now's not the time.
Kira? You be sure to win
Damn
one
near
for Beacon,
emphatic
okay?
for Ren.
It's what
Yeah.
Yang would want.
I'll do my best.
Because she doesn't have enough pressure as it
I'll
is.
be sure to watch tonight in case you're picked.
Sorry, but I think I've had enough fighting for 1 year.
Ditto. Coffee?
Tea.
Aw, look, they're friends. And of course, Ruby's just like, yeah, I'll come too. Okay.
You heard the lady. No more moping around. We gotta get your butt in shape for the big fight. It could be today. It could be tomorrow. It could be the most important fight of your entire life.
Calm down, you adrenaline junkie.
I love Nora so much.
Nora's right.
What?
I love that
Your
apron.
concern for Yang holds you back.
I
You need to
kind of want
focus.
that
You'll
apron
be
now.
celebrating the honor of Beacon Academy.
Of course.
This blend of herbs and vegetables is filled with nutrients vital to your body's well-being.
Oh, that's...
Please, there's no need to thank me.
Thank you. Ugh, that looks like slime from a lake bed.
Algae contains numerous
It is
spectacular
slime from
properties.
What is wrong with you?
Me? You're the one that wasted perfectly good juice.
We're supposed to help her and not poison her.
There was absolutely nothing wrong with that.
If it looks the same coming up as it does going down, then there's something wrong.
That is good advice.
Hey,
That's not true.
how about we all get some fresh air?
Water? If it comes up red, there's a problem. If it comes just back up as throw up water, then it's not a problem. Now, I think...
Hey there, firecracker.
Hey, Crow.
So, why'd you do it?
You know why.
All I know is that you attacked a helpless kid. So either you're lying, or you're crazy.
I'm not lying.
Crazy. Got it.
Who knows? Maybe I am.
And here I thought your
It's tied
dark-haired
to the
friend
mattress.
was the emo one.
I saw my mom. I was in a lot of trouble. Took a pretty hard hit. But when I came to, the person attacking me was gone. And I thought I saw... her. Her sword. Like the one in you and Dad's old picture.
You're not crazy, Yang. That was your mom, all right. Let me guess. She didn't say a word, did she?
How did you know that?
I don't see my sister very often. But
Oh,
she does try to keep
I
in
did
touch.
not see that coming.
Whenever
I
it
should have
suits
with
her.
red eyes, though.
Wait, you mean you talked to her? That was real?
Yeah, she found me. Had a tip from my most recent assignment, and wanted me to give you a message.
Why didn't you tell me sooner?
I was trying to wait for the right time, and this sure ain't it. But I guess you deserve to know. She wanted me to tell you that she saved you once. but you shouldn't expect that kindness again. Raven's got an interesting way of looking at the world that I don't particularly agree with. And she's dangerous. But you're a tough egg, kiddo. Shouldn't let this tournament thing get you down. You had a slip up. Sometimes bad things just happen. I say it's time you move on.
Move on to what?
Well, Raven let some info slip before she took off. If you ever want to track her down, I think I might be able to help.
Ah, see? There it is. I did call it.
What, the leaf?
It's a maple leaf.
Yep.
Hey. It's no green goo, but I think it still might do some good.
Right. Thank you, Jean.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Come on, Ren. Let's go back to the fairgrounds. I'll give you another stuffed animal.
Aww.
I just love, that's one thing I love about Nora. Always knows what's going on, when to back off, when to make the right moves.
You know that?
Except in her own life, apparently.
Even when I told my parents I was going to Beacon, they told me not to worry if I ended up having to move back home. How depressing is that?
I'm sure they didn't mean.
I guess I'm just trying to say that you've always been there for me, even when I didn't deserve it. And I can tell there's something on your mind, so I don't know. How can I help?
You're already doing it.
Aww.
Just keep being you, Jean.
Aw, the symbolism.
Jean. I don't know what to do.
What do you mean?
Do you believe in destiny?
He's like, all I wanted to do was cuddle.
When I think of destiny, I don't think of a predetermined fate you can't escape, but rather some sort of final goal, something you work towards your entire life.
Okay, yeah, I can see that, sure.
Well, what would you do if something came along that you never expected? Something that had the potential to stand between you and your destiny.
Like what?
Or what if you could suddenly fulfill your destiny in an instant, but at the cost of who you were?
Pyrrha, you're not making any sense.
None of it makes sense. This isn't how things were supposed to happen.
I'm sorry, please, I'm just trying to understand what's wrong.
I've always felt as though I was destined to become a huntress, to protect the world. And it's become increasingly clear to me that my feelings were right.
The light work
But
is nice.
I don't know if I can do it.
Of course you can. The Pyrenicos I know would never back down from a challenge. And if you really believe it's your destiny to save the world, you can't let anything stand in your way. Pyrrha?
Stop.
Did I say something wrong?
Stop! John! I'm sorry.
Pyrrha, wait! What did I say?
You told her to get rid of herself. Unknowingly, not your fault, dude.
Yeah.
What is with that jawline? That dude had the mouth of a bullfrog. Oh, maybe he's a faunus. My bad. Hey, look, man. Oh, sorry, that was really rude.
Hey, how you going?
Hi, Velvet. What are you up to?
Oh, you know, just working on my photography. Do you want to see?
Boys.
That's better.
I'm sorry to hear about your sister. Is she doing okay?
Yeah, she's fine. Thanks.
I think it's just awful what people are saying about her. Yang's such a nice person.
Huh. Well,
She
I'm
put
glad
it in the
someone
box.
thinks so.
Yes, she did.
Most people don't know what it's like on the battlefield.
She's taking pictures of everybody's
Even experienced
weapons.
fighters can get scared and start
Holy fuck, that is terrifying. She's gonna manifest them all at once or be able to take them away.
The fight with Emerald and Mercury, but he never even made it out of the
Can you rewind that for like 15 seconds? My
Hold
mind
on.
was just...
Yeah, you had that. Dude,
That's fucking terrifying! Oh my god!
for the record, I don't think I have ever seen anybody get that just from this scene.
I was
Most
thinking...
people just think she's a bad photographer.
Wow.
At first, I thought she was taking a picture of his butt until she put the camera, because I was like, oh, that's weird. He hasn't done that in a while. She puts the camera in the box, and she's been storing it all year. She's playing dumb. That's fucking devious. God. Ha, that's not cool. I mean, it's so... You know what? Team Coco does now have... Team Coffee does
yeah.
now have very much like an A-team sort of vibe.
Yeah. When you read about them in the books, that is very much the impression you get.
God,
They
that's
are
amazing.
their class's top team.
Yeah, because he doesn't carry them around like that. That's...
You can see the swoosh, the blue swoosh.
Yeah.
He's using them in combat.
And she makes it so obvious to everybody that it becomes... That's so devious. Also, I love that weapon.
Yeah, gun tucks are sweet.
God, that's so cool.
All right,
Yeah,
here we
just
go.
hit play. I'll be quiet. Sorry.
Better.
I'm sorry to hear about your sister. Is she doing okay?
Yeah, she's fine. Thanks.
I think it's just awful what people are saying about her. Yang's such a nice person.
Huh. Well, I'm glad someone thinks so.
Most people don't know what it's like on the battlefield. I mean, even experienced fighters can get scared and start seeing things. If it happened to Coco, it can happen to anyone.
Coco?
Yeah. She swore she saw Yatsu with her in the forest during the fight with Emerald and Mercury, but he never even made it out of the Geisa fields. Stress-induced hallucinations, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Uh-huh. Sure you were. She was completely prone and standing there. She's back in her battle armor. What do they call them? Combat skirts?
Combat skirts?
Yeah.
Emerald's here?
All right, it's now time to begin the randomization process for our next fight.
Mercury?
It looks like our first contender is
Flying low
Kenny
Mercury.
Valentina from Atlas.
Truth be told, he didn't expect anybody to be back there.
And her opponent will be Kira Nico from Beacon.
No.
Ooh, polarity versus metal. That could be bad.
It's gonna...
Pyrrha.
But it being magnet versus metal is gonna give away her whole ability. It's gonna like out them both.
Look at how excited Ren is.
And of course, Ruby doesn't have her weapon, so she's stuck back there with him.
At that point, I would just try to summon my weapon right on top of the enemy.
Well, they're indoors. It would have to. go through the building.
It's crashed through it before. It's
Through a
crashed
building?
I think so.
No, because the only time we've seen the locker be deployed like that was it landed in a courtyard. And presumably wherever it is inside the building, there are hatches above them to let them through. So, but
I see a smiling Aztec llama. That sounds so weird, but look at the way that.
The map's drawn out.
Yeah.
For the artwork.
You know,
a smiling Aztec
Alright, so-
llama. Where do you see a smiling Aztec llama?
right here. I'm doing this with my left hand. I apologize. One sec.
Yeah, the two black eyes.
So,
hemisphere
I've
is
got
the smile mouth underneath.
The smile, the nose, and it's got like a hat, and the black things are its ears. I don't know.
Okay, I see how you can see that
I
it's
got
kind of a
this-
smiley face, but how you went to Aztec llama?
That was the first thing that came
That's-
to mind. Picture like, what do you see here? I see an Aztec llama. Yeah, you're fucking crazy. What do they call that? Oh, Rorschach test. Yeah.
This just needs to be a spin-off series at this point. Bobby sees shit.
No, I'm not big on self-incrimination.
I mean, dude, you've copped the Aztec llama. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but I
So
also
RWBY.
I also noticed the camera right away.
Anyways, that was impressive.
That
was impressive.
that was so fucking mind blowing. Because here I'm like, what the? I thought it was like kinetic energy or something. Because she always has the box on her person.
Yeah.
Then she interacted with the box
With a camera.
Yep. Because I expected you to get the cameras in the box. The camera's her weapon, huh? What is
the camera's her weapon?
The camera is. Well, I expected that's what you would guess because she put the camera in the box. So it's, her weapon's a camera? Like, so what? It's like Ooblik? He's got his thermos turns into a weapon, so her camera turns into a weapon. That's the line.
Her
of reason.
camera is also. I'm gonna do a photo shoot.
Camera's also a gun.
Yeah. No, that was the line of reasoning I was expecting you to go down.
Oh.
And instead, you went to.
Well, because
he's taking pictures of the weapons.
Specifically,
copies of
I
them.
have been on the. You've been storing it. You've been storing it. You've been collecting it. You've been storing it. You've been gathering it together. And the moment she put the camera in the box, my brain went, well, that doesn't make sense because you can collect pictures and you can, I've been working on my photography all year. You've been working on that box all year.
The clues were all there. Very good on picking them up.
God, all the pieces fell in together and my brain went, what? Man, I will say that is as of right now, that is the biggest gotcha moment that I think I've experienced.
So what exactly do you, for clarification here, what exactly do you think she's going to do with the pictures?
That's hard.
You kind of said some stuff, but it was all pouring out of you at once,
my God,
so it's kind of hard to
my brain
figure
was
out
just, it ran immediately through all of the most relevant scenarios that I thought at the time would, oh my God. You see, it's embarrassing. You don't normally react on camera. And this is also why a lot of my family does not like watching movies with me. Because I'll walk in the room and be like, I bet you this happens. And I'll walk away and they'll be like, fuck. And then it gets to the end of the movie and they're really upset. Signs got me. And so did Sixth Sense. Did not see that coming.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. We started out with Yang being disqualified, which I think we all saw coming.
Actually, I thought it was going to be way worse. I thought she was going to be like
arrested.
removed.
Oh, yeah.
And then with Mercury showing right back up, I also did not see that. I thought it was going to be somebody else. I thought it was going to be like Ruby and Cinder, maybe. Like, you got Cinder in the midst. But
nope.
Like,
she runs across Mercury.
Did like exactly the opposite
of what they told him.
Admittedly, though,
lay low. Okay, I'm coming with.
He's staying in the back rooms where there, like the loading dock area where there isn't anybody. No one would normally be back there. Ruby's only back there because she's using it as a shortcut to get to the other side of the stadium to figure out what's going on with Emerald.
Still, if he was trying to
So-
lay low, doing so on a stadium full of people who aren't supposed to see you isn't laying low.
He also did-
even
Well-
if you are hanging out in the back room.
He also didn't even
true.
have a disguise. He was wearing like his outfit.
Well, the point is he
I
thought
mean,
he was
cloaks are
isolated.
totally a thing in this
He
world.
thought he was isolated enough. You know, I mean, if Ruby had gone into that room for one reason or another where he was staying, people criticizing for being in that room. You know, because that happened to be where somebody ended up. It's simply a matter of he doesn't think he's, you know, he thinks everything's going to play out the way it's going to play out relatively quickly, presumably, and all he's got to do is just stay in the back area, and nobody's gonna notice.
Right.
And he just got unlucky that Ruby, of all people, happened to walk by just as he was leaving the room to go down the hall, possibly to go to a more secluded area. So.
And when you get down to it, that's bad luck for Ruby, because as you pointed out, she didn't have her scythe on her.
Yep.
Yeah, but she's faster than he is, so if she just decides, I don't have time for this, see you, bye, and just runs, I think she could probably make it.
Yeah. So we get that. We had the thing with Yang, which gets disqualified, which was, that was the bare minimum it was going to happen.
Right.
He's lucky he's not in a cell right now. And
Chat with Uncle Crow.
Yeah. And then we get that little moment where Blake is hesitant to believe her.
Well,
and
I
this
mean,
verse is kind of
she definitely knows she's not a victim, and she is not willing to be a victim again, and she has trust issues because she's been heavily betrayed.
She is. She said this is very familiar to something that happened to her before,
Right.
Which creates reluctance on her part, which is totally understandable. But it just it hurts.
It also,
Yang
I think,
to-
gives a huge nod to the character depth that they've developed from the first season.
Oh, definitely. You get the sense of her past abuse.
Well, yeah.
That she dealt with. It's in the psychological sense, at least.
Yeah.
Just being constantly told, "Oh no, it was an accident," and then it was for self-defense, and then there was something else.
Which, of course, also says a little bit about Adam's character too.
Right.
That
He
he
wasn't-
wasn't always a purely
This
violent,
bad,
let's
yeah.
kill, I have no problems killing people kind of individual. At some point, he got into the habit of doing that. He kept crossing that line a little bit at a time, and eventually that line just faded away.
Road to hell paved with good intentions type deal.
Yeah. So, and like Blake admits, for a while, she was moving down that road too. He even had her convinced that they were doing the right thing, and eventually she managed to pull herself out of that situation, which is a testament to her, because being a person who's pulling yourself out of a situation like that,
Right.
that you've been sucked into, that's not an easy thing to do. But right, so we get that, and then we get the Ren, Nora, and Pyrrha scene, which is just wonderful.
Yep.
Where again Nora being Nora, and just being hilarious. Ren, we get a little bit about Ren. He's a cook. He likes cooking things.
Please
Apparently, health
do
food
nothing
and
to the
shit.
cook.
Please, I love that.
Is Ren asexual?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I wouldn't say no.
This early in the series, there were a lot of theories that placed
Yeah.
him as asexual, though.
Yeah, and that's largely because he's very
You don't
quiet and subdued.
see
and-
much of any of it from it.
Yeah, there is more to that guy than he lets on. It's just part of his personality, and it has to do with it also has to do with some other stuff that we're not going to mention because spoilers.
Heard.
Why he's like that, but we will eventually
As
figure
sort
out
of the
more
B
about Ren.
team, they end up getting their character depth later on than the first set of characters.
Yeah, it's a question, like I said, but like I told you off screen, sometimes it just takes a while for certain characters to get around to having their moment.
We'll get to that.
There's a couple of there's a couple of characters that we've seen that even just recently in recent volumes finally got like some backstory and some character building that people have been asking for years. But it took till this point in the story where it was both A, had the time narratively, and B, it fit the narrative for them to explore those concepts. And it just took a while.
I think it's interesting that Ozpin has yet to say anything to Yang.
Yeah, it's interesting. It is because it's Ironwood, because he's the security guy.
Right.
And it's a security issue.
Right.
That she picked, she
But even like
assaulted somebody.
her uncle showed up.
Yeah.
But normally he's very...
Presumably he's dealing with the other aspects of
he's
that.
He's holding off the wave.
He's holding off the wave. I would imagine there's a scene off camera somewhere where the council's on with him going, you want to explain what just happened, Osman? What the hell?
Well, and you seemed surprised
one of your kids.
that Crow confirmed that he was their uncle.
I didn't know. I was surprised because I hadn't put 2 and 2 together on that.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so
I thought it was just like a, oh yeah, you're the family friend, so you're our uncle, and then he was like, yeah, my sister, and I was like, oh, should have thought of that.
We did get that piece of clarification because we knew that he was their uncle, but we didn't know by what capacity.
Right.
Who he was.
Now
with.
you know the actual bloodline.
Yeah, he
connection.
He is Yang's blood uncle. Only but not to Ruby.
Right.
Because
but,
they're
even
not,
though
they are
Ruby
not blood
still
related.
calls him Uncle
I was going to say,
Crow.
at that point, does Ruby understand that, like...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are all well aware of their own familial relationships. Okay. There is no secret...
But it's a case of Uncle Crow's Uncle Crow.
Yeah.
Right.
Always has been, always will be to Ruby.
Though there is a portion of the fandom that will not get the idea that Crow is secretly Ruby's father out of their head, no matter how many...
Look at the hair color! No.
Yeah. And admittedly, there are some circumstantial evidence. It's like, okay, I can see what you're building off of, but Rooster Teeth has denied this over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And some people have
That's
trouble
what you
letting
get
it
for
go.
recycling your color palettes.
Yeah. No, some people just...
There's only so many hair colors in the world, even a world like this with so many colors.
Yeah. No, but
it's not just hair color, it's color palette. That's what you get for reusing them. We really like this one. We've gotten a lot of reviews on it. Give it to Crow. He's cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, admittedly, color does play a role in this show. So it's one of those things where sometimes it means something and sometimes it's just a coincidence.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And there are commenters that have made their entire career on splitting the hairs of whether it makes a difference or not.
Oh, yeah. There's. I've given you a couple of examples.
Yeah.
Of stuff that turned out to be just, no, that's just a picture on the wall. Why? Because it's a room. There needs to be stuff on the wall. But yeah. So yeah, but we get the Crow conversation. We get a name, Raven.
Yep.
And we get a little bit about her. Obviously that we get confirmation that was her who saved Yang, and she gives her wants her to have the message that I saved you one time. It will not happen again.
Yep.
Everybody gets one. Even my daughter. So
Or maybe she only gets one because she's her daughter.
Yeah.
If you weren't my daughter, I wouldn't give 2 flying fucks. But you are, so I saved your ass once. Ain't happening again.
I just wanted to make the Spider-Man bit reference. So, is that actually a Spider-Man thing or just a Family Guy Spider-Man thing? Because I know I've seen that in Family Guy. Where Spider-Man shows up and goes, everybody gets one. But I don't know if that's a Spider-Man thing that they are making fun of or that's just a Family Guy bit.
I honestly don't know. I haven't read enough of Spider-Man.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, so I do like that Crow's dialogue here where it's like, you're either lying or you're crazy. I'm not lying.
Crazy.
Okay,
yeah.
you're crazy then. I'm cool with that. And it refers to Blake as the emo one, which is just funny.
I think
he's not wrong.
That he can also tell because she does stand by her own convictions. That if she had said I don't know, I think I might be crazy. Okay, but if you're not lying, you're not lying.
Yeah. But
yeah, she doesn't seem devious.
Yeah,
because I would say Weiss put it best. Yeah, I mean you're a hothead, but you're not a brute.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, and she's not somebody who's prone to lying to people.
Yeah.
That's just not who she is. And we also,
as Ironwood pointed out, the truth of the situation really doesn't matter with what was broadcast and
On
what
global
an
television.
entire arena full of people saw.
an entire planet full of people.
Well,
this is like
I'm saying in addition to the broadcast, but yeah,
yeah.
really.
An entire arena full of
This
people.
is essentially
all the
their
people around the world.
Olympics. Everyone tunes in.
Yeah, or the Olympics, the World Cup, any the big major sporting events. Everybody around the world is watching this thing, and everybody just saw this go down. So there really is no.
No matter what the
sweeping
truth
under
of
the
it
rug.
is, they've already made up their mind.
Their mind. I got to at least kick you out of the tournament. I'm at least going to give you the benefit of the doubt, that you're not.
Which is why she's not sitting in a prison cell right now.
Yeah, right next to Torchwick. But
oh God, wouldn't
That
that
would
be? I now want to see the conversations that happened between those two sitting in prison
cells next to each other. Yeah, that would. I had that same thought. That would be an interesting conversation to watch. And then Crow drops the little bomb there of he thinks he's got some information that Yang can use to track down her mom.
If she's interested.
Which she up until now has been.
The offer's at least there.
Yep. So.
Which, from Yang's earlier comments, is more than she's ever gotten before from either her father or Crow.
Yeah. So. That is a thing. And we get. Then we go to the Jean Pira stuff. Where, again, Nora, playing the wingman, instantly sees what's going on, reads the room, turns Ren right around, who, of course, is still utterly oblivious. But props for Jean. Jean, is on point in this scene.
He's just trying to be a good person.
He's being a good person. He sees what's going on with Pyrrha. He is actually reading the room right for once.
He is Jeaning very well here.
And actually knows what to do and how to handle the situation for the first time forever. And yeah, it's a very nice scene. It's a sweet scene. They hold hands. It's real shippy. And
there's the leaves.
The thing with the leaves, which I never noticed the thing about the leaves in the intro.
Oh.
And that was a very good pick. Very good catch on your part.
Thanks.
Well, it's also an allusion to the decision she's having to make because of the power of the maiden. Fall maiden.
Yeah. No. And because you can read, I read the two leaves together. You can read that two ways. You read it the one way of it's the symbolism of them together, and then they blow away when she's separate. I saw it almost as the one leaf is reminding her of her obligation, and then she's there having this sweet moment, and the second one comes in, and it's again reminding you
of your obligation.
You have this obligation. You can't because it's very much a matter of he is standing in her way because if she does this, she might not be the same person. She's, she doesn't know what they want to do with her. Presumably, the maidens are in hiding, so she wouldn't be able to.
She has no idea what her future would become.
She would have to give up Jean.
Right.
And that's what
he encouraged it.
Well, because he doesn't know. He doesn't know what he's saying. So he's in effect telling her, "Give up me, give up me, and do what you need to do." And that breaks her.
But at the same time, I think if Jean knew, he would still say, "Do it."
True, but that's the thing.
He totally would.
You can't let me get in the way of your dreams. I don't want to be that.
Yeah, but just the fact that he doesn't know that that's what's going on, that he's walking into that and telling her that, and he doesn't even know why she's upset and why this is all going on, and she overreacts so much she throws him up against the wall. Glinda's going to have to fix that sucker. There's a big giant dent in it now.
She's going to be walking by one day and go, oh.
Yeah, so... And then, and then she's
They'll leave it, just mount a plaque underneath it.
No, but... yeah.
This is what happens.
And then she runs off saying, "I'm sorry" again, only this time in very different circumstances.
I'm really interested to see how this fight is going to go.
The Penny versus Pyrrha fight? Yeah, Emerald.
This one had a lot of hype.
Polarity versus Metal.
I think this is
Act
supposed
good.
to be an outing episode. Actively saying, look, she's a robot. Look, she's not as great as you all thought she was.
Yep. Yeah,
But
that could be.
we'll get to that next time.
That could be something that Ironwood is trying to. Ironwood's been trying to keep this hidden, so that could be a way to get to him. That's what your theory is. She's trying to get to him. So.
She's.
Well, she does tell RWBY all the time about how she's supposed to blend in and stay hidden.
Yeah.
And
Ironwood doesn't want anyone else to know.
yeah.
So at this point, RWBY is the only one, other than the villains now, who knows that Penny is a robot.
And
that
it's
this is even
crazy
a
to me
thing.
to think that Pyrrha has been fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting, and yet nobody's ever gone, hey, what's your semblance?
Well, some people know because obviously you can't use it with no one knowing, but it's a very low key thing, which also means in the reverse direction, Ironwood knows Penny's a robot, but he doesn't necessarily know what Pyrrha's semblance is. So he doesn't know there's an issue from the other side of it.
Which to me seems like if you're not aware of who is fighting who, wouldn't you immediately go, well, if we're going to enter her, I want to know what everyone's abilities are. I want to know give me all of their profiles.
Yeah, well, the teachers probably know because they would register their semblance when they go to school. That's why Oobleck knows what their semblances are during the fight. But that would be information Glinda or Ozpin would have. Ironwood's not their headmaster. Ironwood has no reason to know all that information about
but
the
as a
the
military
students.
force, him simply going, before I allow you to go and enter this tournament, I want to know everyone you're fighting.
It's not him who's allowing anyone into the tournament.
Yeah, he's running security for it, but he's not making the rules for the tournament.
But then who's letting Penny go to the tournament?
Oh, Penny! I thought you were talking about
I'm sure there's some sort of commission board that runs the Vital Festival that deals with all of the registration and everything.
He
from
probably
all
just
four
hasn't thought of it
kingdoms.
as being a problem. The thought of somebody with a magnetic semblance just hasn't entered his brain for one reason or another.
Seems odd.
Well, I mean,
we occasionally have
because
blind
we have-
spots in the weirdest places.
Yeah, well, it seems obvious to us because we have a character with a magnetic semblance. If there was no character in the show with a magnetic semblance or anything even resembling that, would we even consider it?
Yes,
True.
because we're geeks and pedantic.
But yeah, true. So, yeah, so we got this thing set up. Something's going to happen. Clearly the villains are happy about it. RWBY has had the realization this is not good.
and
one
then she
other-
runs into Mercury.
Yep. And one other little thing I wanted to mention, just because I forgot to last episode. As of last episode, Mercury has a new voice actor.
Okay.
I don't know. I never noticed it myself. It's a real subtle thing. I didn't know if you had noticed any difference in his.
He said so very little.
Yeah.
From between the two episodes.
Yeah. Oh, and obviously
he was mostly a silent thug in previous scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously we never. I don't think we ever mentioned it when the transition happened. But all this volume, Ren's voice actor has been different because Monty died.
Oh.
Yeah, his brother Neef does his voice from now on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the season that Monty died, so that's why some of the fights are in the old style. Some of them are very much obviously not.
Yeah. They were in the process of developing the show. But they hadn't gotten to the recording yet. They weren't that far in the production process when he passed. So yeah. All right. That'll be it for this one, I think. Yeah. So you guys like what we're doing here? Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, bell for notifications. You can find us on Twitter at InfoConfused, and you can find our podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, and Stitcher, as well as here on YouTube. We are Informed and Confused. I'm Alan.
And I'm Bobby.
See you later.